I already know it. I know we about to shine, cause we already glowing. To get all this.
Welcome to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always an instant classic.
And your
I want to punch Jim Cornette in the face repeatedly until he bleeds because he's stupid. We'll see you on the flippity dippity. Oh yeah.
Alrighty, guys, we are back here behind the NXT announce table, back using XSplit again. Doing some different things, trying to see what happens. Excited. Kind of weird wearing a blue shirt, the other black background and stuff. Anyway, but we talking NXT for July 27th, 2016, 7/27/2016, however you want to say it. I think it ended well. It ended a lot better than it started, to me, in my opinion. I personally have felt like NXT has been kind of on a downward spiral, I guess. Not necessarily a downward spiral, but hasn't been as good as it's been in the past. You know what I mean? So, I think this year has definitely been like an off year for NXT. Like they signed like some nice stars, but really it isn't the same to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just not the same for some reason. This year I just feel like it's taking a step back. Like last year it seemed like it was the best promotion. I think we all even voted it as, well, I think I voted Lucha Underground, but I think in the ICWP Slammies we voted it as it's one, or mostly one of the top promotions, if nothing else. And it just seems like this year it just isn't living up to that hype anymore. And obviously, with the brand split coming up, that it's going to probably become even more apparent. But anyway, let's jump into this review. Should be a pretty short review. It's only me tonight, so should be a pretty short review. I'm thinking we started out with Shinesuke Nakamura, so I was hype. I think everybody was hype at this point. Everybody was excited to see what Shinsuke, was going to do tonight. Every time Shinsuke steps in the ring, it's always at least a pretty good match, if nothing else, depending on who his opponent is and depending on how far they're taking the match. But this match was against Wesley Blake, and throughout the night, one of the main storylines was Wesley Blake and Buddy Murphy kind of butting heads on who's the best from the team. So they both had matches tonight. Buddy Murphy would face Koti Ibushi later. I'll give my opinion on who I think is doing better in that regard, because I do have a certain opinion on both of these men. I think one's a little bit higher than the other just based on their match tonight. But let's start off with Shinsuke Nakamura versus Wesley Blake. This was definitely a good match. I thought it was a good match. It was a good match from a storytelling, psychology type standpoint. But as far as like Wesley Blake doing anything, no. It wasn't that good of a match in that regard. But I thought it was okay. It wasn't a bad match. I like that Blake had a new music and new attire. I thought that was pretty cool. Trying to separate him from Blake and Murphy. The throwing of the kiss, catching of the kiss type of mind game that Blake was trying to play with Shinsuke, but Shinsuke was winning. I like that. I thought that was hilarious. I thought that that went pretty well. And then obviously Shinsuke Nakamura gets the win here. And then following the match, Weaver comes out to announce that the main event for the takeover, I think it's called Back to Brooklyn, on August the 20th, which is 3 weeks from this Saturday, is Samoa Joe versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the NXT Championship. So that's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be a really good match. It can go either way, because they're building up Shinsuke, the big threat to the title right now. But also, too, you got to think about it too. Like, who knows? You never know. There's a chance that obviously Samoa Joe could come out and get the win too. So it's like it could go either way, and I like that. But next we had Billie Kay return to NXT after if you guys watched SmackDown a couple of weeks ago, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, she actually made her debut on SmackDown, which was pretty cool. Kind of jobbing out to Dana Brooke, but still still got a chance to do her thing on SmackDown, so that was pretty cool. Going up against the returning Santana Garrett, who, as you guys know, is my girl. I think I just need to have a club. I got my boy club. I gotta have my girl club now. I can't be discriminating or nothing. But anyway, we're gonna jump into this match. It was, it was pretty good. The only thing I didn't like is that I thought it was weird for Santana Garrett to not be showcased as well in this match as she was against Asuka, because Asuka seems to be, a more formidable competitor. You know what I mean? She seems to be you know, more of a competitor you would struggle against. But when Santana Garrett faced her, it was a while back, probably a month or two ago. She really did well in that match, probably better than anybody else who wasn't competing, for the title has done against Asuka. So for her to really just come out in this match and really job, like this was like complete jobber central. I thought it was kind of weird because I do remember that she was keeping up with Asuka the last time I saw her. But it's good. But it is good to see Billie Kay. Them trying to build up Billie Kay, because right now with Bayley competing for the title, um, coming up more than likely competing for the title against Asuka at Back to Brooklyn, the takeover coming up soon. It would make sense, that they need to build up some other stars, because Bayley did, I guess, technically make her main roster debut at Battleground, which would make you think that she's probably coming up permanently very, very soon. But it seems like they're going to keep her down there at least for the match at Back to Brooklyn. So I'm curious to see how they're going to play this. But Billie Kay, I'm glad she's, they're trying to push her a little bit, trying to give her some people that she can kind of beat kind of easily. And Santana Garrett, obviously, that's a good one because she was so good against Asuka that it makes Billie Kay seem even better now. So actually, it does play in Billie Kay's favor. But Billie Kay does get the win with a freaking amazing big boot. I thought it was beautiful. The Santana was bringing out the aggression, but just there was no chance Billie Kay was going to win this match, no matter what it seemed like. So it was definitely, it was a pretty good match. I just felt like Santana didn't get as much time to do her stuff, I guess, as she did with Asuka. But after that, we had the whole Bayley segment where she was setting up her match with Asuka. She was back there with William Regal. I thought it was funny. She was in William Regal's office, and she's like, she thinks she's ready for a rematch at Takeover. I guess they're calling it Back to Brooklyn. They didn't really say it tonight, but I know I've heard it be called Back to Brooklyn. I've heard them call it Back to Brooklyn, so I'm not really sure. But she says she wants a rematch, and William Regal says he's gonna have to talk to Asuka to, confirm that she's all right with having this match. What was interesting though, and I'll just jump into that segment now, is that Samoa Joe, when William Regal set up the match for Samoa Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura, he didn't consult Samoa Joe at all. So how come he has to consult Asuka first, but he doesn't have to consult Samoa Joe first? Like, I just thought that was weird as far as a consistency standpoint. From a consistency standpoint, now I guess it does make sense that why would you consult the heel, considering the heel is probably going to run away from the match anyway. So why consult the heel? But still, I just thought it was weird that that they had this segment in here with Samoa Joe just not feeling it. You know what I mean? Samoa Joe just he just really was like, you didn't consult me. And then I was like, wait, he didn't, but he's got to consult Asuka. I just thought it was weird. But anyway, next we got TM61 making their return against two jobbers. I didn't catch their names, but I know one guy's name was Nails. That's the only thing I knew. The skinny black guy was Nails. That's the only thing I saw. I like TM61. I wish they would bring them on more than they do, because they're not really like, the jobber matches are good to build, to build you, but if you're not doing them regularly, because like it's just kind of random when you see these jobber matches now. Like this is like the jobber matches for certain people now. It seems like because Baron Corbin was doing it so much when he was getting big, but now it seems like the jobber matches are kind of like a Primo and Epico appearance. Like you never know when it's gonna happen. So it was, it was interesting. The two jobbers really didn't do anything. They were in control early on, but whatever. It didn't really really do much. But TM61 gets an easy win pretty much here. I'm wondering what they're gonna do with them because they're not letting them cut promos or anything to kind of say, we're going after the titles, we're doing this, we're doing that. What are we doing here? Why are we here? Why do we come to? We haven't seen any direction with TM61. So what are they gonna do with TM61? That kind of, that's what I'm wondering about right now. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Um, Next, we got Hideo Itami, a little vignette saying that Hideo Itami is returning next week. I'm excited about this. I kind of wish he was on the main roster because I think he would make that. God, imagine that cruiserweight division with Hideo Itami in it too, like that. Hideo Itami versus Neville. I mean, just drink it in, man. Like just drink it in. Like just imagine that. That would be freaking amazing. But he's returning to NXT next week. Without that injury, he probably would have been on the main roster by now because he did debut at WrestleMania last year for the what was it, the Andre Memorial Battle Royal or whatever. So that was pretty cool. But he's returning next week. Next we get a No Hey Woze, I think was what I was about to say. No Way Jose versus Steve Cutler. It was cool to see Steve Cutler first off not being a tag team match, and second off get an actual entrance. I like when the jobbers get an entrance because at least it gives you kind of a thought in the back of your mind that they might win. They might win. They might. I mean, it's Steve Cutler, but he might. It gives you that kind of notion that they might win, and I like that. It was interesting to see No Way Jose in a jobber match tonight, as far as like not jobbing someone else, beating someone like really easily. I don't know why. I still feel like No Way Jose hasn't proved himself to me, in my opinion. Because I've said it before on NXT reviews. He just hasn't. I just don't see him as not a main event competitor because he's not right now. But like, I don't see him beating Austin Aries. I feel like he's going to, but I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. But anyway, it was nice to see Cutler get an entrance. Jose with that mean streak though. That's one thing I did like about this match, and it made me glad this match was here. I don't always like jobber matches, especially in like what's supposed to be your developmental, but I think with Noe Jose showing that mean streak, I think that actually helped out a lot in this match. It gave the jobber match reason. It gave it a reason to be there besides it's supposed to make him look strong. But really, and I hear from a lot of fans, it like when you bring out a jobber to face off against someone who obviously is going to beat them, a lot of fans say, well, I could beat them. So, like, why was I ever supposed to doubt that they were going to lose? But anyway, I thought the match was good because I like the mean streak of No Way Jose. I'm interested to see how that's going to go. The spinning full Nelson slam for the win. I like that as a finisher. I like I do. I like the little wind up baseball pitch thing punch, like pitch thing punch. I like that as a signature. I think it actually works out pretty well. It's similar to the Superman punch. I don't think it should really put people away, but I think it's enough to stun them enough to where you can hit your big move on them. It's enough to keep them down for a second to get a near fall or hit your big move on them. So I like it in that regard. After the match, No Way Jose basically cut the promo on Austin Aries, which I loved. Thank you for this NXT. Thank you for giving No Way Jose a promo tonight. I think it for some reason it made me get behind him more with the mean streak and the promo at the end of the after the match. It really made me think, No Way Jose, he might have a chance here, and that's what I like about it. Now, do I really believe that? Probably not, but at least at least the promo it gives something to his character. We've only seen him sing and dance and sing and dance and sing and dance. You can do that forever, but if you don't cut a promo, to kind of give us some direction on where your character's going, then that always helps. I like this though. I like the promo. The promo was really good. It really gave me something to believe in with No Way Jose. So I'm hoping it even made me believe that this character could last if they let him talk and let that mean streak stay. The character has substance to it. You just have to have something to keep it going, and I like that. Next, we got our main event of the evening: Buddy Murphy versus Kota Ibushi, one of the guys from the Cruiserweight Classic. I don't know if you guys caught this, but to me, it felt like the crowd had no idea Kota Ibushi was coming out. Um, because usually you don't pop as hard, like you pop harder when it's a surprise than you do when you know they're coming. You still pop, it's still a loud pop, it's still a hyped up pop, but when you don't know he's coming, then you get, the surprise pop is better than the I know he's coming pop, right? And I thought his pop was really loud, and it felt like the fans were like freaking out because they didn't know he was coming. So I thought that was pretty cool. Um, the that one guy in the crowd that was cheering for Buddy Murphy was hilarious. Freaking everybody was cheering for Kota Ibushi, and that one guy in the crowd was like Buddy Murphy. I was like, this dude was like me that one time when I went to a house show and I was cheering for Randy Orton, and everybody else was cheering for John Cena, and I was like, nobody, there ain't no Orton fans in here, because I was surrounded by little kids at that, so like it did help me. But Buddy Murphy versus Kota Ibushi. Can't even talk tonight. I thought this match was actually good. At first I was a little skeptical of it because I was like, this is gonna be the same thing as what happened with Shinsuke Nakamura and Wesley Blake earlier. But actually, I think Buddy Murphy showed me more. Um, he showed me more than Wesley Blake did. Now I want him to change his music a little bit because I mean they can keep the dubstep type of music that they got going for them, but just add something different to it. Maybe put it in another key to kind of make it sound a little bit different. Because the issue is if they keep the music, there's no way that people are gonna really get behind him. But I think he looked really good in this match, especially once it got going. Um, once it got going, I like that he locked in the headlock and talked some junk. I freaking love. I don't know what it is about locking in a headlock and then getting just laying in on your opponent with the smack talking. I love it though. That's one of my favorite things in wrestling. I don't know why, but I really love it. Um, Bushi started hitting some ridiculous strikes, and freaking Ibushi's kicks. My god, like I don't even think his kicks were this hard in the Cruiserweight Classic from what I've seen of him. Like that man, he got he got some beef on his kicks. And then Murphy hit a beautiful like round kick of his own. I thought that was nice. And then Ibushi came back with like a round kick that might have killed Buddy Murphy. Like that man, he probably still got like a footprint on his face from that kick. That kick was ridiculous. That's a kick you'd have to see to believe. And that transitioned into the German suplex, which was beautiful. Um, Murphy does come back with the double knees to the face. I thought that was nice. I like that Murphy. He just showed me a lot in this match. There was something about it. I don't know if it was because he was going up against someone who is not like a mainstay in NXT, so it made it more believable that he could win or what. But I liked I liked what he did. He got more stuff in than it seemed like Wesley Blake did. So Buddy Murphy definitely got the advantage on me. He did lose though, unfortunately. He did lose. He got hit with the sit out last ride, which oh my that like I don't know what it is about sitting down on a power bomb, but there is something about sitting down on a power bomb that just gets to me every time. I love sitting down power bombs, man. Oh man, that sit out last ride looks freaking ridiculous. And a dude that small, like he looks really small. Doesn't seem like he should be able to do something like that. And I love that he can. It's amazing though. Great match by Buddy Murphy and Kota Ibushi, especially once it got going at the end. It was a really good match. Um, one thing, Buddy Murphy's impressed me more than Wesley Blake. Two, since Kota Ibushi, like I don't like that they had Kota Ibushi do this tonight. Now, in my opinion, it would have made more sense to have so if they were going to do this, now I know obviously NXT is taped a little bit in advance. I think it's like 2 or 3 weeks in advance or something like that. So I understand that it's kind of hard to build that up. But two, the Cruiserweight Classic was already over, so they could have had the final 4 participants in the Cruiserweight Classic kind of go at it. You know what I mean? Like not go at it in a 4-way match, but go at it on NXT to kind of in some sort of capacity like this to not give away who won. Because like I said, I don't know who won, but this makes me think that Kota Ibushi is going to win. Because why put him on NXT? Why show him at the NXT Takeover if he's not gonna win, right? Like that to me just kind of hints that he could, there's a real big possibility that he could win. And I wish they would have did maybe even the final two. Maybe in the final two or the final. I think the final four would have been better because it wouldn't have given away as much. But anyway, I enjoyed it though. I thought this match was I thought it was good. I thought the show turned out it was okay to me. It was okay. There was a lot of jobber matches, but it seems like the jobber matches had purpose. The Billie Kay jobber match had purpose to build Billie Kay against a formidable competitor in Santana Garrett. Um, and the No Way Jose one really impressed me too because it just seemed like it really turned the corner on No Way Jose, which I like. So I'm wondering what they're gonna do with this. This is a very intriguing show. It's an intriguing show. It keeps you wondering what's gonna go down. But I don't think it was the best show by any means. But anyway, that's about it. Coming up soon, Casey will be back next week, so he'll be doing his hosting thing on the NXT. But coming up soon, tomorrow doing TNA with Rabbit. More than likely, I'll probably have Rabbit Jones on for that one since Casey won't be here. Cause it's kind of boring doing reviews all alone. After doing them with people for so long, it's boring and also weird doing them alone. Like it's like usually you have that feedback or something, and nothing. And then so Rabbit Jones on for TNA tomorrow. CWC maybe with Justin tomorrow. Because I haven't heard his thoughts on the CWC. Like he's talked about it every once in a while when I talk to him, but I haven't really heard his thoughts on the CWC. So I'll probably get him on for that tomorrow. But other than that, that's about it. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Check me out on dailyddt.com. Have some articles up. I got some stuff coming about the brand split and who has the advantage SmackDown or Raw. I think Raw has the advantage technically, but see why Raw has the advantage is kind of a one of those things you can kind of see. And then Bray Wyatt, is Bray Wyatt going to shine on the SmackDown Live all alone? I think he can. There's a possibility. So I'll keep you posted on that. Follow me on Twitter at ICW_podcast, and that's about it. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it. I gave you at least 8 seconds. At least. It was probably like 30. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really do. But I'm going to see you guys on the next video, which will be tomorrow, with the CWC and TNA. I'm excited about TNA, see what they're going to do with that X Division World Championship thing. Excited for the CWC because it's the CWC. Other than that, that's about it. Peace.